I'm Mr. Saichon on behalf of Strategy and New Business Development Division. So, what I'm trying to show here is the advertising of the advertising, because this advertising is very helpful, and it will show you what PEA VOLTA is. So that's why I'm trying to show that advertising. Okay, we look into the PEA EV Business Solution. What it is the PEA VOLTA Platform. I want to give you a little bit of the PEA VOLTA Platform, a little bit of background on the network operator. The PEA Business Solution, PEA VOLTA, there's another name for it, is the Platform Network Operator, which I'm trying to introduce you at later on. But for today, I will want to talk about the PEA VOLTA Platform as a main point for today. As you can see, the electronic vehicle has come to Thailand since 2560 to 2564. There's a slightly high increase in EV usage. From 2560 to 2564, you can see there's a high increase in volume, especially in 2065. There's 6,122 cars, electronic car users. Also, with the supported with the government, there's many great speakers speaking earlier. There are a high encourage for customers and people to use electronic vehicle, because we're trying to reduce the tax so that it really increase the high usage of electrical vehicle in the future. PEA also try to support this. So what we do, we're trying to support with the electronic vehicle, try to make sure that we're trying to support and increase, for example, with the Greenpeace environment. Now we're looking into the PEA VOLTA business. Let me give you a little bit of background of the PEA Voltage platform. VOLTA is a very open language for Thailand application. We trying to make a research at the moment with the cooperation with the King Mongkut University. We're trying to make a research on the hardware of the charging and with the charging station model that we're trying to make a research with the King Mongkut University of Technology. For the hardware system, we're trying to make sure there's a good communication and signal between the PEA VOLTA. The PEA VOLTA platform is the platform that trying to communicate between the VOLTA and the charging station. It will give you all the information, for example, information about the temperature, the voltage, the amp, we're trying to bring in so many brands of this PEA VOLTA, and there's so many of these. It's about 11 stations altogether worldwide, nationwide. We're trying to set up the PEA VOLTA platform, try to set up and try to communicate as a central protocol, give all the informations above the OCPP standard. According to the research, what we try to do, we bring that into the real life situation. We started from the PEA VOLTA platform. There will be a real-time charging station all over 11 points. At the moment, we have about 11 stations for the pilot project. We use this via application called PEA VOLTA Platform, called PEA VOLTA Mobile Application, and you can use this on Android and iOS application. Started first on the 1st of September 2563. the PEA VOLTA platform, there's a highly increase. We also have the payment method via prepaid, via QR code. There are a total of 73 stations in 42 provinces. Is there anyone in Hackathon team try to download the PEA VOLTA mobile application? If not, I really encourage you to download the application called PEA VOLTA mobile application. Try to download. You can download via Android and iOS as well. There will be so many functions that's very useful. So I encourage you guys to download this application. Very easy to use. PEA VOLTA application, you can also check all the stations available online real time. You can see the status of the station as well, whether it's available or it's unavailable. PEA VOLTA also available payment method via prepaid. The minimum payment is the minimum is 200 baht. There's a prepaid payment method via the PEA VOLTA application. Apart from that, it can give you the directions and direct you to the nearest charging station, and then you can make a payment via mobile application. Now we look into the PEA VOLTA mobile application features. What features do we have in this application? We have the new features with upcoming is the auto charge feature, which will be available to use on the 1st of July 2565. It's available on the iOS first, but the Android will be coming up later on. This application is very easy to use. What you have to do is you can scan the QR code at the station. The information that available on the application will be the location of the charging station. You can also find and search for the charging station. And there also will be a prepaid payment available on the application as well. Now I would like to explain to you, to give you more explanation on the auto charging operator back office. With the auto charge features, all the car users will have EV ID, which is the which is automatically sent from vehicle when plugging in. So each car will have this EV ID. So there will be an identification for each car. So first of all, you have to register your EV ID on each car so that it's connect with your account first. You have to register with the auto charge first. Secondly, you will plug in the connection to the charger. It will give you the EV ID. It's transferred via the OCPP. One user will have one ID for the auto charge. Then the next time you use the auto charge, you don't need to do the whole registration. You just scan the QR code from the application. Next time when you want to use the service, you can just drive to the petrol station and then use this auto charge. The EV ID will register with the OCPP. Once the authorization based on the standard OCPP, then the automatic charging will start. At the moment, the auto charge is only support CCS connector. However, not all cars, brand or user will not be available for auto charge. It depends on each cars. Now, if we're looking at the PEA VOLTA mobile application usage, at the moment we have 34,163 users via email. And we have 15,158 users while signing up information. At the moment, we have 15,158 users who are fully registered online. There's about 60,000 EV car users. As you can see, there's a double registration. So maybe as you can see, there's twice as much as the EV car user. So here are the station for the PEA voltage station. It will be a purple color, PEA VOLTA. There will be charging station. There will be 2 charging stations together. For the phase 1, we have 62 stations. Will be this model. Mostly it will be located at Bangchak petrol station. I would like to give you a little bit more information on the PEA VOLTA usage. There are two two kinds. So there will be Type 2, AC Type 2, and CCS Type 2, and CHAdeMO. For the AC Type 2, it will be 43 kilowatt. However, if it's a CCS Type 2, will be 50k kilowatt. With the AC and DC, you can charge at the same time. However, if you choose CCS Type 2 and CHAdeMO, you have to choose whether it's CCS Type 2 or CHAdeMO. Customer can look into the application whether what type of charging station are available. But what I like to warning is you have to make sure that the address of the petrol station are aligned with the information, because what happens is sometimes the charging station might be out of order, so you need to make sure that the charging station and the type of the charging is suitable for your car. Please make sure that you check that accordingly. Okay, here are the prices and the cost for the PEA VOLTA. There's two rates for the prices and the cost. There are peak hour and unpeak and off-peak. The peak time is from 9 a.m. to 22 p.m. from Monday to Friday. However, the off-peak will be available from 22 hours to 9 a.m. from Monday to Friday, and 24 hours from Saturday to Sunday and public holiday. For the rate for the cost, the peak time will be 7.9778 baht per unit. The off-peak time will be 4.5952 baht per unit. As you can see, the off-peak price are very cheap. So most customers try to use at the off-peak time. Actually, according to the research, the consumer that used between the peak time and the off-peak time are very similar. The motto for the PEA voltage is confidence, coverage, charging. What we try to make sure is to aim to set up the charging station nationwide.
So they're probably worried that they're not safe when they drive in a long distance. Like my case, if I have only 20%, I would be worried. So if I have 40% up, I need to plan ahead of time. If there is any charging station ahead, we used to study about our clients' needs on how they use their battery. Charging stations, we have as a whole 73 charging stations covering the area for 42 provinces. We have the projects to install on the second phase to cover more, and we are opening in 2 years for 190 stations. As a whole, we would have 263 stations covering 75 provinces. And in the area of IGAT, so as I see the participant has a lot of techniques, and I would like to share this technical data. And some of the user needs the high battery, some of them probably want the small size of battery, but cover the usage. The high charging kilowatts can be limited from the size of the vehicles in the mass market. When we look at the charging graph, it's about 70% kilowatts. Some charging can charge more than 100 kilowatts. Some can take only 46 kilowatts, 50 kilowatts, and 170 kilowatts would be a different time, about 5 to 7 minutes. This is the basics knowledge for you to use. So let's take a look at the this information would be useful for our team, and the information of the clients. So we give an interview and see the behavior of how they use, their age. The most users are aged around 34 to 36. They have family and kids. We make this survey at the beginning of last year. The group that worried about driving to up countries. They never use the station outside of their home. They charge around 20 to 30 minutes per each charging. So people who want to conserve the environment, they would come to EV users. People whom we have an interview, basically they use the second EV. If it's near distance, they will use EV, and they will use a gasoline vehicle when you travel to the long distance. And this is the page for about the client's data. So we make also the survey about their behavior of taking their journey. Basically, they use their home charger and they evaluate their distance. Even the plug chair or the Google Map to look for the location they plan. For example, they would go to Chiang Mai. They need to know the location of the charging station. And what if the station doesn't work? They need to have the second plan where they would charge their vehicle. Besides this, there would be more applications, probably the other A or B companies that would be in the mobiles of the users of EV. And this is a part of the application. They could look for the status of each company. During the charging period, they could wait to have some meal, or as we know, it would take 10 to 20 minutes. It depends on the voltage or the battery of each automobiles. There would be the period of waiting, and there would be the pain points to inform that they can do something, can do other business while waiting. Once they have some issues, they can contact 1129 to support the caller. I was the one who was in the team to support our users when they have charging issues. They would have assistance, and the client would have the community to take a review, and they also would have talking about the charging station and what station they have problems while taking their journey, because they need to have full information to complete their plan. As I do as well, that I love to use EV for my traveling. If I have a good location of charging, as I talk to my clients, they love to use EV. It could save their gas for 3 times. Comparing to use the regular cars, they could save around 10,000 baht, because it's about 7 to 8 baht per unit, so it saves a lot of money. Besides, we take an interview. We also have the satisfaction survey in 2021. We have the survey with 200 people. They have a highest satisfaction. They also have expectation that they want us to add more charging stations for them to travel in long distance or in up countries. As far as the mobile application, they have more ways to make payment to satisfy the needs of the users. So we check the demand of our users, and we try to develop to satisfy their needs. From our survey and our advertising, we plan for the future. We add more how to make payment. We have the notification system. For example, when they are complete their charging, we also have the development to handle the roaming. We have different channels. We have different channels to reply to our clients. So that they could contact us for assistance. So we talk about the business platform. 80% is the satisfaction of our clients. Around 15,000 users use our platform. It shows that we can have an idea for the second business model. So it's pretty similar as back end. We would like the owner of the business could join. The challenge is similar. The charger has many brands and different strategies, and the work is different. And it depends on how they can connect with their platform. So it could be the challenge for us to gather the users to be in the business. The network operator how it works and the charging. We will see the map of our partners. So we have the owner of business would have also already the clients for 15,000 clients, and there would be more because we will have more charging stations, and the clients could use more stations, and we also create more features for EV. PEA VOLTA could win over the future users. As far as EV roaming that our networks would like to reach and could be the challenging. The platform of payment method would be different. We need to discuss more with the business side. EV roaming could be the pain point for EV users. They probably need to use different brands, different companies, and look at the status of each location. So we need to collaborate so that the benefit would be for the EV users. So we would look forward for the cooperation with other different sectors, EV business models. We have different other business. We have the charging installation. If anybody who's interested, they have this service provided as well, from 50 kilowatt to 150 kilowatts. The price start from 1 million to 3 millions. There are 3 brands: Go Watt, Delta, and ABB. Any who's interested can contact the regional or provincial electricity authority. One more business.
The other business that we have is the PUPA plug. What PUPA plug is for the CV, for the EV, we charging at 3.6 kilowatt. And the standard for PUPA plug, the size is 22 x 40 x 12 centimeters, and the weight is 1.81 kilograms. And the power usage is 3,600 watt. The price from 13,900 baht at the moment is increased to 6,500 baht. Who use PUPA plug? You can use PUPA plug via mostly hotel, hostel, or home user, or commercial building. .6 kilowatts. It's not a fast charge, however, it's good for the battery, so it's not a high volume usage. Thank you everyone for your participation. So I think that's the end of the speech. Thank you, the guest speaker. If you have any more questions, okay, may I ask what most problem that causes the effect of the charging station? What causes? According from my experiences, in the past, the reason why there's an issue and problem with the charging station, mostly it's because of how there's temporary damage and permanent damage. Permanent damage, for example, is the EC plug. Maybe the user don't use the charging accurately, so that's why there's a damage occurs. Or maybe the board system, but it is unlikely to happen. And sometimes it causes by the not permanent reason, maybe a temporary issues, maybe it's how to reset with the IT system, so that can be fixed very easily. But however, we have the electronic team. And sometimes it's not really the problems with the charging itself. Sometimes it's just the technical issues, or sometimes the servers problems. Or maybe there's a communication errors between the charging station and the mobile application. So sometimes there's issues with the technical problems. Or sometimes customer will raise the issue that cannot be charges. So what we can do, we send the electrical team to come and have a look and check it out. Maybe there's a problem with the configuration with the IT. Mostly it's technical problem really, from my experience. For the prices of to fix the problems, I cannot answer at the question at the moment. I have the next question, please. What's the TOU? What's the price for that? Well, the rate for the price of TOU, it depends. We'll get at the cost will be very cheap at the off-peak. To be honest, the price that we set are not very, we don't really have high profit on that one. We set on a very reasonable price, really. What we're trying to do is try to aim and encourage people and customers to use the electrical vehicle, really. That's what's the main point. Well, if we look at the profit, it's not high and it's not a lot. But what we try to do, we try to encourage people to use the electrical vehicle. That's the main point, really. Why is it so cheap to well, are we trying to stop people to use the petrol and the gas, or what's the main point? Well, the main point is really when we look at the research, the people that using the gas and the electrical vehicle are very similar, but thank you. Is there any more question? How do we identify with the charging port? I mean, the customer have to face the problem first and then will send the notification to the company, or how we identify the problems occurs with the communication. Okay, to answer that question, the charging station, it will shows the communication. It will shows if it's in gray color, which means that there's a problem at the moment or there's out of order. And there's a setting point at the back end. We can do that. We can operate it through back end system. So customers can look on the search whether it's out of order. It will shows in gray color. So I'll give you an example of the latest case that happened. Customer trying to charge his car. However, he's let us know that it is impossible. There may be some problems happen, but what we find out is that when he come back to the head office and try to charge his car, and sometimes it's really small problems. There's many issues and there are many reasons there's problem that happen. Sometimes the problems happen with the customers themselves. It is very important that customers have to learn their car properly and well enough, because sometimes it's the system of the car. Is there any more other question? Well, in that case, I would like to thank the guest speaker that give us information. Thank you all the 4 guest speakers. Many thanks for your cooperation.